Wholeness. Today is 7/5/2025. We have a full moon coming up on 7/10/2025 at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Time. It's under the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, the ruler of thoughts, a power sign. Capricorns tend to have a trait that tells them they have to fight for control. Not gonna go too deep into that, but if you're fighting for control from something that the whole goal was to get you to fight in the first place, you might want to slow down. And I think that's where a lot of people fall and prey to. Myself included on some levels, is you see so much shit out here that's agitating you and irritating you because it's like, what the fuck are we doing? That you kind of dip your toe into that pool filled with shit. So if the whole goal is to get you to give up your energy behind some shit, even if you're telling yourself you're not giving up energy on that level like everybody else, if you're giving up energy nonetheless, that which is desiring to take your energy already wins. Take your time with that. So it's a lot of stuff going on around here, but just kind of like focus on what you got going on within yourself, perfect your inner being, and then perfect your inner circle, and then figure out what everything else actually means. You're gonna see some stuff that is holy shit, we need to work on that, and you're gonna see some shit that is gonna be like, holy shit, don't nobody want to do anything different. You cannot fall apart where people, and this is the most important thing I can say, you cannot fall apart where people will not learn to hold themselves together. That's just it. So since life is pretty much a game right now, this is fucking some form of Jumanji. Let's use the Uno cards. So again, this is about the full moon. It's in Capricorn. It's called the full buck moon. It's called the full buck moon. It has many different names, but the full buck moon name is because the bucks are in their prime and they're ready to mate. It's, kind of like a mating season. So think about that. You're going to pretty much give in to your urges. Don't believe me? Go out in nature and watch. Some species will hump anything that you put in front of them when they get that into heat. You understand? So we're gonna call this the hot and heavy moon. It's the buck moon, but I'm gonna also tell you it's the fuck moon. Don't get fucked. Don't get fucked, and I don't mean that in a good sexual way. I mean don't get fucked. Don't get fucked by trying to figure out some shit that is only designed to get you to come in and waste your energy. There's a lot of rabbit holes out here. There's a lot of rabid, R-A-B-I-D, not R-A-B-B-I-T. There's a lot of rabbit holes out here. So we'll see what the moon itself potentially means, and then we'll, stick with what y'all got going on. Hey there, stranger. We'll stick what y'all got going on and see how the moon is going to affect y'all signs. I'm not even, you know what? I'll do that because too many people can't get out of it. I don't even know the date it starts, but I know it's getting close. Sometime in the next few days or the next couple of weeks, Mercury is going to kick in and a lot of people are going to lose their mind. It energetically can have an effect on you if you are not being effective for yourself. Mercury retrograde and any other retrograde can affect you and infect you and afflict you if you're not working on yourself. Working on yourself, you can see where that energy is coming at you, and then you can make a choice. And that's what all this stuff is. It's a choice. So we'll see what the moon is doing. I'll just throw a little side card for what Merc Retro might have to do with this energy. And then we'll see how this full buck moon is affecting all 13 signs. So I'll shuffle again just for shits and giggles. And again, these are Uno cards. If you know how to read, you can use anything. Here is the buck moon itself. It's a 4 in reverse, and it's red. 4, when I tell you all the time, 4 is balance, but when 4 is on the bottom or in reverse, it's a trap. Red, you're already in danger. Everything in front of you is presenting some form of danger. Holy shit. Realistically, we are in a day and age to where you're seeing people's sickness, and it's making you question your own healing. You're like, holy shit, I've been all through all this stuff, and this is where I'm at? You understand that? Like, damn, I've been working on this, but these motherfuckers are still doing the same thing. Or I've been working on it and I see nobody else doing nothing different, so I'm gonna go back into doing it too. It's a lot of y'all doing that, but I'm not here to judge you. You gotta let your life tell your tale. So this full buck moon is gonna show you where you are fucked and in a trap and you're already in danger. Red, root chakra, fight or flight. All you can do is egoically respond to stuff because you haven't taken responsibility to learn to let go. If you look at everything as a source of danger, and I saw somebody glorifying this shit earlier, and again, there's stages to this and you got to get there on your own time, but sometimes you cannot stand behind some of these stupid ass sayings that sound smart. It's me versus me. If it's you versus you, who's going to win? If it is you versus you, who's going to win and who's going to lose? Shh, it's not that deep, says the person who might already be drowning. Take your time. So this is going to show you where you're already trapped and you're in danger. You're possibly in danger because you're already using the trap as what's going to set you free. Something I say all the time. You cannot use what got you trapped as a source of what's going to set you free. It's already been counterintuitively designed to keep your energy. So the buck moon, don't let it trap your energy. Don't get bucked. Merc retro, little counter push for the energy. Wild card, counter push for the energy. This shit could go anywhere. And again, it's like I was saying, it depends on your level of awareness. This ain't how long you've been in the game, because I know people who have been quote unquote practitioners for 30 and 40 years and still doing 1-year-old shit. Sorry, let your life tell your tale. When you're dealing with working on the deeper recesses of your soul, getting out of your trauma traps, it don't matter how long you've been doing it, it's how you're doing it. If you're only using somebody else's format that ain't never worked for them, but now you lying to yourself about it working for you, wild card. If you're seeing, well, holy shit, the only thing I can do is pay attention to me, learn my patterns, learn my cycles, and release my triggers, holy shit, wild card. I think I posted on Facebook. I don't know if I posted on here. You have to get to a point, and this is personal for me, my own perspective and experience. You have to get to a point to where those of us who like deal with spirits and stuff, to where they don't understand you either. That's when you hit some walls, when you run into energetic signatures that are out here in this perceived universe that don't even understand what the hell you are, because you don't fit into none of the boxes that they've been taught or told they have to see. Some of y'all might want to try that. Be fucking unpredictable, but be known to yourself by having awareness. So this Merc retro right here can show you what your style of communication. Wild card. I'm communicating with me first before I worry about having an engagement with anybody else. That's why when people come on your post and stuff and they leave 4-hour dissertations about why your point of view ain't right and why what they learned is correct and all this other stuff, if it resonates, take it. If it don't resonate, leave that shit right where it's at. Most of them only talking from their ego anyway. They're talking from the system. They need to trap your energy because their energy's trapped too. So full moon, don't get bucked and out here in this trap. Merc retro, it's a wild card. It's all the diversity of your energy. How are you going to handle it? I have my own alphabet. Wild would be traveling intelligently to where I've already been lowered into dispersal. Sorry. Traveling intelligently where I've already been lowered into a field of dispersal. Energy's already been broken up. But I got to go through that energy that's already broken up. I might want to make sure I'm not lowering myself into something that's already been broken up where things are already broken. Kind of like everything I just said. When you go into a room full of a bunch of egoic people and they think they know what's going on and then they don't understand what you're talking about, so then they need to try and tell you where you right or where you wrong. Hey, Homer Simpson, back into the bushes. Back away slowly into someplace where safety ain't required. Hey, goddess. So, full moon, trapped energy, and already endangered. Merc retro, wild card. It only depends on your level of awareness. So now we're going to go by the signs. And I'll stick forward with this. I have a tradition of doing what I call spell breaker, aka unbecoming the signs. It's where you look at the feet, Pisces, and then you end up at the head. Not start with the head and then end up at the feet. Because if your first movement is one that's already on fire, you're already fucked. If your first movement is, holy shit, let me look at my feet and make sure it's safe, aka the fool card. For those of y'all who understand tarot, the traditional fool has one foot off the cliff and the other on land. He's about to make a choice. He or she is about to make a choice. That next move is going to get them fucked up. So for that, since I said it, I am going to do Spellbreaker. We're not going to start with the head on fire because too many people are already overwhelmed. So we will start with Pisces. Pisces, how's this full moon in Capricorn? Which I need to do that too. No, I won't. I won't do that because that's a subset. You have to become bigger than your signs. These signs are just you in separation. Be the whole message. So how is this full moon in Capricorn going to affect Pisces, the feet? Got two of them. You about to make 2 steps. And it's yellow, your power. Yellow, your solar plexus. I'm about to give up my energy. The next 2 moves are going to show where I lose my energy. What is the traditional sign of Pisces? 2 fish. Generally, in a lot of depicted art, they ain't even swimming together. They're chasing each other or they're going apart. That's already some confusion shit there. Wait a minute. My left foot going that way and my right foot going that way. We're not already together. And now we're both about to be potentially placed in danger in different locations. You ever done that? Step into a bed of nails and then step into a mud pit at the same time? You fucked. So Pisces, you might potentially be fucked if you're not aware of your next 2 movements. So we'll call that the field of choice. And this is what I've been saying for a long time. And even this is dangerous. Before you make a move, you have to weigh the pros and cons and even take into account what you don't even see. Every move you make should be at least in 3 different directions. What happens if I do it? What happens if I don't do it? What happens if I stop choosing altogether? And sometimes it's not that simple. So we'll see what the next 2 potential movements that are going to affect Pisces before we go further. The first potential thing is I might attach to a struggle. 8, struggle. 8, I'm about to get into something that's going to have my ass going into loops. So the first move might already show them attaching to danger. Remember, the buck moon already told you you're already trapped. So if you move within the trap, you just double it up. The second move potentially shows Pisces where, holy shit, I did more than double it up. I started out with 2 possible movements, and now them motherfuckers done doubled up. And they got all my energy. I done ran down the whole chakra field right here. I'm not going to draw 4 more cards because you should already, if you are paying attention, you should already see where, holy shit, if Pisces, the feet, is not careful of where they're moving, they could potentially attach to a struggle or they can attach to the field of infinity, trying to find balance with everything that they keep on creating. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. That is what a lot of people do. Just look for more work and hope that you're going to go through this old ego programming that I encountered like way back in 2014. My dealings with my own personal ego and watching other people like in the counselor phase is a lot of people just want to go through so many experiences so that they feel like there's nothing else to go through. I go through so much, now can't nothing else stop me. It's almost like a parasitic function of trying to learn everything that's placed in front of you so that you are already equipped for whatever comes next. Without realizing going through everything that's placed in front of you is creating what's next. Because you become a food source. Your ego, your energy that's being generated and operated through an experience is a food source. This Pisces right here was the beginning of a food source. It's a delicious steak already marinated. Why? Because it's going to take the next step. Aquarius. Remember, this is Spellbreaker, so you go in reverse. What does Aquarius normally try and do? Try and separate itself from its choices. What was this Pisces function? I need to separate myself into whichever choice is going to be the best me. Here's where Aquarius, even though it was already answered, you ain't do nothing but creating a struggle and another field of infinity. You're going to break yourself up into everything. Aquarius says, okay. Okay. I'm going to go in all directions until I figure out what ain't safe. This again is your power field, yellow. I'm going to move left and right until I see what's taking my energy. You got to be careful with that. If you are willing to engage your energy into something or someone just to see how far it can go before it start to hurt you, you're a pain freak. I can't say the words, but I'll say the letters slowly because they ban me every time I do it. But it's a B and a D and a S and an M. If you are looking to be hurt in all your movements so that you can learn how to heal, you're a pain freak. You're a pain freak. I know a lot of them. You out here in that Aquarius energy, just trying to give up your energy, trying to figure out what ain't gonna take it. Make that shit make sense. So Aquarius, you don't know which way you're going. You just know that you can't keep still. It's kind of like what I call motion sickness, cosmic motion sickness. I just know I can't keep still. Remember what the full moon showed you? You already in danger and you trapped. So don't keep still. When I keep telling you, keep still and see what your choices are. Resonance only. Keep still and see what your choices are. So from there, you go into Capricorn. This full moon is in Capricorn. So people who have Capricorn in their charts, if you are just only the summation of your signs, this shit might work your energy. If you are a Capricorn and this full buck moon is in Capricorn, you might be getting bucked because you're fighting for control. Control is a dirty word. You don't need to have control. You should only have awareness. Control denotes a struggle. Some of y'all have struggle as your only goal. This Capricorn, under this Capricorn full moon, fighting for control. 9, control, trying to get to my highest vibration. My highest vibration is still in danger. What's going on? So if my highest vibration is still me in danger and I'm trying to control what's hurting me, see that pain freak I was talking about. If the only thing you're doing is getting out here and connecting to people, places, things, situations that only give you a sense of accomplishment based off of your traumas, trauma bonding, trauma nurturing, and always triggered. Some of y'all are triggered so much that it don't hurt no more and you won't acknowledge it. You're the 9th child in a Capricorn, but yet you are only you. Get it? Once we hit a certain age and once we hit a certain point within our own personal journey, all the other parameters that allow us to get there become inconsequential. I get it, 9th child. I get it, Capricorn. But you're only you. And that should be enough. Because you can't become responsive to the conditions that led you to where you are now. You have to be responsible for why you stay there or why you move ahead or backwards. So if I wanted to play that game, I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm the fifth child and I'm a Capricorn moon. 5 is movement. And again, Capricorn moons are worse than Capricorn suns when it comes to this fucking moon. We're control freaks until you learn that there is no need to control. There's just awareness. So my highest vibration is making sure I don't give up my energy to what already wants it in the first place. And if I decide to give my energy to something that wants it in the first place, whatever happens, my responsibility. Why? Because I made the choice. What was that? American Dad, Roger, I am the decider. I'm the decider. I am the source. Everything flows from me. And that's how you master, dirty word. That is how you learn to acquiesce the law of attraction. I am the source of manifestation. I have to get into alignment with myself so that I can allow the abundance from within to flow freely around me. So this Aquarian and this Capricorn energy right here is just fighting for control. Fighting for control basically will take you into the Sagittarian energy. Sagittarius, the hunter, I am going to dominate and I'm going to destroy that which might destroy me. If you have certain level of awareness, you understand the only thing destroying you is your choices. See the aforementioned me versus me bullshit? I keep making dumbass choices. Sorry. Sorry if I'm offensive, but you'll be the fuck all right. I'm going to stop me from making dumbass choices by destroying all my dumbass choices. Take that back. I'm going to stop me from making dumbass choices by destroying everything that I chose. That is the same thing as somebody who was on their 19th relationship with the 20th person and the only common denominator is them. It's always somebody else's fault. Holy shit. That is like a people that is too dumb to make a choice for themselves, so they keep electing motherfuckers to do the same thing to them over and over again. But holy shit, it's them. Oops. Sagittarius energy. You out here trying to get your fire back, but you too busy giving up all your energy. This full moon is going to show in Sagittarius where the only thing you hunting for is somebody else to take accountability for, where you have not created any for yourself. Blue, power. Power as in manifestation, not power as in yellow energy. This is your throat chakra. This is that law of abundance I was talking about, the law of attraction. Here it is right here. Whatever I'm chasing is only going to split me into two more. So just like we did with Pisces, where you're getting out here and you're on a search party for yourself, looking for yourself, but you don't know who you are, because the only thing you're doing is responding to who you've been taught to be or who you've allowed yourself to become. You are not your traumas. You are the summation of your choices, though. Some of y'all would do well to learn that. You're not your traumas. I've always been this way. See, that's what keeps me safe. But you ain't safe. You ain't safe. And you keep creating situations to show you different choices. So here's that Sagittarian who should be making two different choices. The first choice on how they can get out of this search party for themselves might be stop and realize who I am. Realize who I am. Establish a balance with everything I'm attached to. Pay attention to me in these next words. Establish a balance with everything I'm attached to. Holy shit. My Sears card, I ain't used that motherfucker in 30 years. I don't need it anymore. Cancel that balance. Holy shit. My Bank of America card, I used that motherfucker this morning. Okay, then I have to reconcile that energy. Holy shit. That person I ain't seen since high school. I don't need that energy no more. Cancel that balance. Now I'm attached to everything and I'm an empath and I'm an INFJ, ABCDEFG. Coming up with all these different codes for why you got to stay attached to everything that is connected to your energy means that you have a clear disconnect within yourself. Sorry. Precursor, Sagittarian energy is going to be crazy as shit next year. 2026, you empaths might be in for one. So, I don't know why you couldn't hear me, but like I'm saying, in the Sagittarian energy, oh, they messing with my feed then, if you couldn't hear me. Sagittarian, yeah, some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience, so they're messing with my feed. Sagittarian is going on a hunt, but they're manifesting choices. The first choice is you should learn how to establish balance with yourself by getting rid of all accounts that no longer reflect who you want to be. That's growth. That is a simulation of what people call reclamation. You should be releasing anything that no longer serves. Let that shit go. Something I've been saying since about 2017. Let that shit go. The other side might be where you're not ready to take this balance with yourself, so you're too busy blaming everybody else on why they got your energy. So here's the deflective side of Sagittarius under this full moon. You don't know who you are. 7, the journey. What is the what is the Sagittarian's function? He's the journeyman. He's a hunter. He's going on a journey, he or she. This one is you don't know who you are, so you still out here manifesting manipulation. If you don't know who you are and you get a relationship with somebody else, you in danger. If you don't know who you are and you get in a relationship with somebody else who's a narcissistic gaslighter or even a victim, Molly, you in danger. Because you're going to assimilate into that person's dominant motherfucking personality. There's too many of y'all out here like that. You don't have a clue to who you are, so you bandwagon to anybody else who is stronger in their delusion than you are in your own reality. 4 + 7, 11. The illusion of separation. Sagittarius, trying to choose what to manifest, that was already a fool's errand. You only manifested more separation. If you don't choose you in everything that is in front of you, you already lost. Holy shit, see the aforementioned analogy about the American voting system. You keep choosing people that don't reflect your goals and needs and wants, and then you hope that they give you what your goals, needs, and wants are, and get mad when they don't do it. Stop it. Make it fucking make sense. You burn yourself. Why? Because you ain't ready to choose you. Why? Because you're still hiding from yourself. Ophiuchus. From Sagittarius, if we're going backwards, the next sign is Ophiuchus, the hidden one, the serpent bearer, that being that is wrestling with knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge that, holy shit, if I don't choose me, I'm going to mess myself up. That's what that is. If I choose something other than me on what I want to know, I'm already screwed. This buck moon said, you're already in danger. You might as well choose something else. That's a trick. That's a trick. You might as well choose something else because you don't know who you are. Get out here and create and figure it out. This, again, is no different than that person that I was talking about that gets in a relationship because they don't have any core identity of themselves, and then they assimilate themselves into the dominant energy around them, whether that is a friend, a foe, a family, or whatever, or just somebody they follow on TikTok. Emulation. So you hid from yourself. Now you became everything else. So Ophiuchus, in this case, because it is the hidden one, I will give you your 4 cards. Ophiuchus under this full moon, for those who do understand the Ophiuchian sign, really, like I keep telling you, you are all of the signs because you're the total message. This is just a story of you with separation. Here is where you should start figuring out why I like to play a part. Here's your core trauma. Here's the 4 steps of your core trauma. The first one, you already split. You done already 40-40'd. You done already manifested more trauma by thinking that you need to manifest another version of you. And now I'm on my 985th Akashic life cycle. And I'm all 985 of them. But I met my soulmate on 336 and 337. When I get to the end, I'm going to be with both of them. You polyamorous than a motherfucker. Make it fucking make sense. It ain't that deep. Shh. I can show you some conversations with spirits that think it is, though. In my line of work. So, you done already got here and manifested more separation. But I'm not going to give you 4 on top of that one. The second step to where you already hidden from yourself, you don't know who you are. You are connected to the idea of giving power to what you can become, that you keep nutting on yourself. Yeah. You become all right. You create all this. What is all this? You in separation. But why would I do it? Because you don't know who you are. And you're hiding from the responsibility of taking care of you. So you keep trying to conjure somebody else to come save you, while further putting yourself in harm's way. Why? Step 3. Because you like separation. You keep attaching to the idea that if I find the right 2 to connect to, then I can be one. See, this is the realm of duality. And then there's multiplicity and dimensionality. Shut the fuck up, please. Miss me with them simplistic ass day 1 conversations that y'all cannot let go of. Really. It's tiring. But you got to get there. But first you got to stop moving. Step 4. You got to stop trapping yourself. You got to stop trapping yourself into that thought that you think is creation, because it is. That thought that you think that you keep on giving your power to becomes your master. There's no metaphysics in that. There's no metaphysics in that needed. The thought that you keep giving your power to becomes your master, because it's the only thing that your goal becomes. The person you pay the most attention to, the person you think about the most, is in some forms a master in your energy. Why? Because they hold more space. What's that shit Cardi say? I got mansions in her head or some shit like that. She lived rent free in people's head. That's how a lot of people are. A lot of going back to the beginning of this reading, don't pay so much attention to what you think is going on around you. because that's the trick, is to make you keep paying so much attention to it that it lives rent free. You can't stop it if you can't stop thinking about it. So this Ophiuchian energy said, no matter what you do, you ain't gonna do it but keep splitting yourself. Why? This dirty word here, justification. You're going to split yourself because you're going to justify trying to find yourself outside of yourself by connecting to what you think you see outside of yourself, and then you can't stop thinking about it. You've been following me for about 6 years. Cosmic psychosis, divine amnesia. Cosmic psychosis. I'm who I am, but then on my next life cycle, I'm gonna be somebody else. Motherfucker, make it make sense. How you gonna be all of them? Realistically, you're none of them, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation. But I digress. Why? Because you're too busy out here trying to kill yourself to find life. And I don't mean kill yourself as in physically. I'm talking about energetically. Scorpio energy. You out here paranoid as shit. This full moon is going to make some of these Scorpios paranoid as shit. And if it don't resonate, holler at me when it happens. I don't care if it resonates. You got to let your life tell your tale. But when you hit that moment of paranoia where somebody did something to you and now your vigilante bone kick in and I'm going to show a motherfucker who I am, Scorpio, you ready to buck up because you feel like somebody fucking with you? It's because you ain't fucking with yourself. You done already gave somebody or something too much of you and you ain't ready to keep still. So the Scorpio energy, where you ain't ready to keep still under this full moon, remember the full moon is an emotional influence. It stokes up your waters. This full moon under Scorpio, this full moon under Capricorn is going to mess with a Scorpio. What's going on, Cheryl? And it's going to be, they're going to connect to who they think they are. If you've been paying attention, this whole Ophiuchian sequence right here, then already prove you're not who you are. You're just who you keep thinking you are. So if you think that trauma bonded version of you that is, I'm cold and I'm calculated and I can't trust nobody. And if you think that is the best version of you, Linda, listen to me, honey. You've been doing it all wrong. And again, at this moment, I'd like to remind you all that we are all signs. Everybody has a bit of all signs in them. I don't care about what your chart and that born at 900 degrees and 6:16 a.m. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That's physical, lower level 3D manifestation bullshit. I'm talking about your whole fucking soul. Because we ain't made it to spirit yet. So your soul in fragmentation, you don't know who you are. If who you think you are has not presented you with safety, and you hold on to that, oh, you going on a journey, all right. 7, self-awareness. Green, attachment. You are only going to keep on growing things to verify your struggle. Why? Because this universe, you in a story, only wants experience. And the best experience for an experience is an experiencer. Just like the best energy for a war is a warrior. That's what you get right here with the Scorpio energy, is that I know how to handle when people mess with me, which is significant enough to say that you don't know how to handle yourself. Why is everybody already messing with you? Why is everybody always messing with you? What are you doing to where people are always picking on you? Where are you going to where everybody is always messing with you? Why can't you sit your punk ass down and be still and understand that, holy shit, hey, fairy, that I need to quit giving my energy to the wrong fucking people. Maybe I need to get out of that my vibe attracts my tribe, because it's a truth. Sorry. Your vibe will attract your tribe. And if your tribe is just as shitty as you try not to be, you don't know who you are. Sorry. If your tribe is just as shitty as you try not to be, and they still your besties, you still hidden from yourself. But I digress. You still out here trying to find balance. So now you're going to the Libra energy. You just out here trying to find balance. See, I'm going to balance my light and my dark. But holy shit, where was the source? What you mean? See, you got to have the dark in order to honor the light. You got to have the light to honor the dark. No, you have to have the source. You have to know where the light is coming from. Holy shit, the light's coming from me. And now I lost my light and it created a shadow. And within that shadow, I tried to find my light because I lost my light in the dark. You lost already. You lost yourself because you denoted yourself from source. and you just wanted to become the light. And in some of y'all case, I'm a dark god or dark goddess. You just want your traumas. Your shadows, your dark is expended energy. Your light is your light in expenditure. Your source is everything. You don't have to give up your fucking energy. It's a choice. So you out here trying to find balance with your choices, and as all these other cards are shown with this full moon in Capricorn, you're probably gonna point the finger at everything else. Why? Because you ain't ready to take accountability for yourself. Because it's easier for me to establish balance with what I see than to take accountability for what I don't know. You understand that? In the sense to where a Libra doesn't understand the inner workings of themselves, it is much easier to figure out what they already got tangled up into. Perspective. Question was, can I undo what feels like blasphemy? What the fuck is blasphemy? What the fuck is blasphemy? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being serious. What the fuck is blasphemy? Because if you feeling like you can't be whole within yourself towards some conceptual being, if you are source, your disconnect from source is the blasphemy. Your disconnect from source in the ideology that now source has another identity other than yourself is the blasphemy. I created this, but I have lowered myself so far from my source self that I now need to create a source self to put me back into my source self. Divine amnesia, cosmic schizophrenia. And I said to myself, huh? And self said, who are you? And I said, I don't know. And myself said, I'll show you. That wasn't yourself. That was your psychosis. But people trying to establish balance with that psychosis. Holy shit. Remember that Scorpio? Where I'm going on the journey because I know who I am and I already told you, yeah, your traumas. Libra is just trying to find balance with getting out of the traumas. The problem with that is basically everything I just said. Why are you worried about getting out of the traumas instead of figuring out why am I in the traumas in the first place? That is no better than 2026 gonna be our year, y'all. We gonna put some new bastards in there that's gonna fuck us over even more than the last ones for the last few hundred years. That's how some of y'all look. Just energetically ate the fuck up. I'm gonna have a balance with a system that's designed to govern me and not set me free because I'm gonna put the right people in there to govern me and set me free. Counterintuitive like a motherfucker. Sorry. You out here in balance, you 77. The most delusional motherfucker there is. In my number system, 77, the master number, is what I call the master spiritualist or the master illusionist. You'll try and find reality from anything as long as it lets you feel real, just like you'll try and create an illusion out of anything that makes you feel real if you think it'll help you stay fake. Take your time with that one. Basically, you'll use anything that will benefit you, but the only thing that is benefiting you is feeding your traumas. All that fucking Ophiuchian energy. You hid from your responsibility to release this shit, so now you're out here going on a journey. And you just want to find balance in the journey when, holy shit, balance is a positioning between more than one. How many of you are there? Just one. So do you need balance? That ain't what it means. Shit, try wholeness. I need to figure out what's pulling me apart instead of getting out here writing spells on myself because I'm in balance. Me versus me. I call my power back. And now that shit dirty as shit. And guess what? If you call your power back and it's dirty, you're dirty too. Because you called it back. Oops. So you out here finding balance with everything that already got you upside down? Sorry. You're Bambi, Virgo. You caught in a motherfucking incarnation loop. You're chasing your traumas, trying to get out of the traumas so that you can be free. By chasing the traumas to get out of the traumas so I can be free. Chasing the traumas to get out of the traumas so I can be free. Squirrel. Squirrel. You under manipulation. What was the whole thing that the universe wanted? Experience. How do you get experience? Move. Create, my child. Give power to your thoughts. What do you mean give power to my thoughts? Let me move you. 5, the Hierophant. Let me teach you. You want to find balance with everything that's got you fucked up? I'll show you. 5, manipulation. 5 in reverse, manipulation. 5 on the top, manifestation. But unfortunately, manifestation is manipulation. It's just a different connotation of use. I'm a manifest. I'm going to get some adventuring and some green candles. And ain't you manipulating then? Ain't you pushing the energy? Man, I pull shit into action. Manipulation. No, that's manifestation. Because I allowed it to happen. No, you didn't allow it to happen. You adjusted the variable rates. Basic motherfucking wizardry 101. Can't even give you that one. Basic magic 101. But I'm sorry. What's going on, Pink? So you out here, Bambi, Virgo, just trying to learn what's got you messed up when the whole goal was, let me teach you what's got you messed up, because that's where all the energy gonna be. Sorry. So Virgo don't know its own power. Leo, the sun. You don't know that you gave life to all this stuff that got you out here on a journey. So this buck moon in Capricorn will mess with Leo, because Leo is only just trying to take his power back. And guess what? For those of y'all that just can't let go of your signs, in a couple of weeks, you're going to enter into Leo season. Y'all already feeling yourself. Merc Retro ain't going to fuck with me because Leo season coming. Roar! Roar! Cowardly lions. Sorry, Leo. Full moon going to fuck y'all up. I'm sorry. I hope not. Really, I hope not. I'm sorry. I'm just a vibrationalist. I see where shit's going. But you always have the choice to get out of the fucking train. To get off the train tracks, I should say. But at current, the way the energy is running, because everybody is so used to giving away their energy, Leo, the highest signature of solar energy there is when it comes to these fucked up ass signs, this buck moon might have you in the buck. Oops. You's connected. You's connected to the danger. What do you mean I'm connected to the danger? Holy shit, I'm the one to keep giving that shit life. Leo, I keep giving life to everything that is trying to take my energy. So at the end of the day, did it take my energy or did I give it away? Come on now, let's have an accountability and responsibility class. If somebody knock on your door with some bullshit and you're safe inside your home and you go outside and engage in the bullshit, who was wrong? Them, because they shouldn't have came to my house with that shit. But you were safe on the inside, but I ain't no punk. So you egoically already gave away your energy. You don't understand the value of stillness, and you don't understand the value of somebody with a parasitic function of taking your energy, will do anything to get it. So in converse to that, you should do everything to preserve it. That ain't how it is, and it ain't that easy, and blah, 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 blah. You too busy connected to your traumas then. You already in danger. All somebody got to do is say something and you Robin Harris' wife. That's an older comedian for some of y'all younger folks. You always walking around with your fist balled up in case a motherfucker starts something. And that's how some of y'all are. Always one step away from giving your power because you don't understand your energy. Why? Because you're your own Cancer. This, holy shit, we're in Cancer season. It's more than a crab. It's where you are your own sickness. Most Cancers are good at pointing out the patterns and cycles in others because it's only a reflection of the deflection from themselves. See, I'm good at healing others and talking them through what they got going on, but I'm going to need a moment, y'all. I'll be back next week. Spiritual maintenance like a motherfucker. Sorry if it hurts your fucking feelings, but it's the goddamn truth. Always good at measuring and monitoring and fixing others, but you also yin yourself. You damage yourself. Sorry. So you get right here in this Cancer energy. Hey, I am the reflection of all things. I only call them like I see them. Again, stop being the pieces and be the whole message. Stop being the pieces. These signs are pieces. So I'm my own Cancer when I like to pull myself apart. Oops. I am attached to the idea of control. What do you mean I attach to the idea of control? If I can see what's harming me and if I can keep a handle on it, then I'll be safe. But where'd it come from? The real answer is I manifested it. I gave it space. I established balance with what was designed to teach me, not to see me, but I see me hiding from myself. And so there's got to be a better way. Holy shit. 7, 7, 7. Spiritual jackpot. Spiritual jackpot. Your mind, body, and soul is caught in a journey that is only designed to make you think this is who you are. Sorry if you haven't got that far. But you're your own Cancer because you out here just trying to control what you're connected to. Again, quick Reiki class for some of my younger practitioners. When you're dealing with Cancers, the last energy you want to use is green. Green promotes growth. If you're ever dealing with somebody and you're a Reiki practitioner or an energy healer, no matter what format, if you deal with chromotherapy and dealing with energetic signatures as far as colors, don't use green, use brown. Brown is a grounder. Green is a grower. Green is fertile. In the sense to where this Cancer is, the only thing I'm doing is trying to control of what is already got me sick. That green. Like I've been telling y'all shit really since 2019. Green is not your heart. Green is your attachment. Green is an attachment vehicle. The heart, if it has an attachment, it's already under a condition. Y'all like to say green is love, the heart is love. Love should not have any conditions. Green denotes a condition because it's an attachment. But that's a different class. Yeah. You can use it as neutralizing, but you can also use it as fertilization in the sense to where promoting, again, as a practitioner, everybody has their own way of doing things. The way I've always taught and the way that I was taught was if you're going to use something for Cancer, use brown in the sense of neutralizing the energy, but also stimulation for those cells that will promote defense, like your white blood cells and things like that. So you can use it for neutralizing and for nurturing. So it's intentions is 95% of this game. This is all a fucking mental trick anyway. Intentions is 95% of the game. So right there. No. I'm not saying that you agree. I was adding on to more of what you're saying. I didn't take that as you was in agreement. I'm saying, yeah, you could use it for neutralizing, but you could also use it for a different form of fertilizing. You can use it for nurturing. Just passing the tidbit. That wasn't a challenge. I'm sorry if it came off that way. So dealing with that Cancer, you out here trying to control that what you're attached to. Which means if you don't understand what you're attached to, you get back into that Gemini function. Remember, we started this with Pisces. Pisces said, before I move, I got two choices on what I'm going to give my energy. The first thing it gave his energy to was it created a struggle. The second thing it gave his energy to was it created everything. Nope, I don't let people into my lives. I don't do those things. So right here, where you get back into Gemini, and I've said this for years, Gemini is basically the supercomputer. If it would process things from the point of duality with the end game of negating duality, Gemini is unstoppable. But if a Gemini only want to look at things from duality so it can figure out what duality is, then Gemini has limitations. And I'm not here to argue with any of you motherfuckers. You got to let your life tell your tale. If you're a Gemini and you're always looking at things from a sense of duality and how I can accomplish from a left mind, right mind aspect, you already got limitations. Because you don't have a left mind or right mind. You only have one. You honor a separation within your own separation and try and use that to your advantage. Why not you look at yourself from wholeness and then see where the separation has either validity or none? So a Gemini, if he looks at the fact that, holy shit, the whole problem was I got presented with options. Think about it. You're in the best relationship of your life and you got people offering you options. I'm not fucking with that. You're going to get me fucked up. That's nice, but I'm not choosing that. That's really all this was. I choose me. If Gemini would choose it instead of the results of where it did not choose itself, things change. But this buck moon, again, emotional signature, the full moon messes with the waters. The Gemini might hit overwhelm. The Gemini might be overwhelmed by all the choices going on in its mind, and it might choose between what it let fill up its mind instead of how did it do it in the first place. That's really for all of us. Stop worrying about how I got there. I mean, stop worrying about what's in there. Worry about how I got there. Because if you get rid of what's in there, but you didn't figure out how I got there, more is going to take its place. Cyclic thinking, overthinking, shit like that. So Gemini would be better served by just paying attention to the whole picture instead of the pieces. There's only one. There's only one. And blue, all the power came from that. One, my potential to look at things from an aspect of duality is why things keep on breaking apart. If the majority of people would learn that, we would have a different society. If the majority of people would learn to look at things from a position of singularity instead of the accepted trap of duality, things would change. But the ego is already set up in separation. The ego is going through the experience given by not understanding that the experience given was the one that authorized to be generated. But authorized to be generated because it's too busy eating shit. Taurus energy, stuck in the shit that it's creating, doesn't understand that it's eating all the shit that it creates, and the energetic waste that is coming out is used to create more. Biggest example I can give is go back to any of those Matrix movies where you see them plugged in. They're going through the experiences in their mind, but they're plugged in. Why are they plugged in? Because all the energy from the experience is being fed into the machine to keep the machine feeding them into the experience. Huh? Yeah, your thoughts that you're going through are only using the energy from what you're going through to create more thoughts to keep you going through. Holy shit, you a fucking genie. Can't get free, but granting the wish of every thought that you allow to come into creation. So you're stuck in your own shit. You stuck in your own shit. 3 is thoughts. Blue, creation, power, manifestation. You keep staying stuck in the cycle of creating that divine empress, that one that's in your ear. Oh, what do you mean? If I go do that? Yeah, go kill all of them and I'll give you something tonight. Shh, you gonna do that little special thing today? What? You gonna be on top? Oh, okay. It's just that simple. Entice the creator with enough gifts of creation, all you motherfuckers can give it. Once you unplug, you understand the interconnection and power our thoughts have. Perspective, yes, but perspective, no. The interconnection is a dissection of self. The thought comes from a thinker. Once you take your position as the thinker, then there's no need for a connection because the thought doesn't have a space until the thinker allows it. Once the thinker allows a thought to hold space and energy, it now becomes subservient to the thought itself. It's no different. Like I've been using this example for years. It's no different than the old boy from Boomerang when Eddie was tired. He let him do Grace Jones commercial. Strong J, you got creative control, man. I'm tired. I can do anything I want. That's really what this is. The thinker has no idea of its own power, so it empowers the thoughts to teach it. How are you going to tell the thought that comes from you who you are? How are you going to allow the thoughts that come from you to teach you who you are? Holy shit, look at society. The younger species, we'll go that far, is teaching the elder species, the original people, who they are, and the original people ain't smart enough to see the fucking trick. Huh? You mean those who genetically are younger than you are now telling you what was there before they was even here, and you gonna chase it? Okay, boss, stuck in your own shit. Why? What I just get through doing? Getting into the head. Aries. Once the thought gets into your head, holy shit, you a phoenix. What is Aries? The emperor, the manifestation of God, if you want to use tarot, the ruler. But the ruler of what? The ruler of the fire. What fire? The one that's already got you burnt. But wait a minute, where'd the fire come from? Shh, says the thoughts. Don't worry about that. I got you, player. That's the whole problem. That's why you don't start with Aries when you're doing a reading, because the mind's already on fire. You already a phoenix. You destined to go through whatever the strongest program is. Start out with Pisces, you'll see what the programming was, and then you can not choose it. But Aries, that thought already got in your head. Now your mind on fire. Holy shit, buck moon. The buck moon is going to emotionally move your mind that's already on fire. As a person born in Aries, we can be impetuous, we can be hot-headed, we can be fucking procrastinating, we can be straight up violent. We can be violent. There's going to be a lot of violent Pisces. I'm sorry, a lot of violent Aries over the next few weeks. Not just this full moon, but coming into this Merc retro station and direct and all this other bullshit. Coming into that energy to where things are going pushing back on you. If you don't understand that they can only push back on you as much as you won't stand up for yourself. And I don't mean stand up and confront it. I mean stand up for yourself and say that that's not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm no longer a part of this energetic struggle that you see right here in front of me. I am the source. So when you take your source rights back and stop being the light, the dark, and the generator and all that other bullshit, this full moon can't buck you or fuck you. Why? Because the struggle was already within me. The struggle was me seeing myself in danger. But what is this? A manifestation event. If you see yourself in danger, this universe will manifest events to verify it. But only it's not malicious. It will manifest events to verify that it's not true. But if you don't believe in yourself and you believe more into that which you being shown, it becomes your reality, even though it's a fucking illusion. You get it? We've all done it. You worry about something so much that, holy shit, it manifested. Well, why can't I just manifest $1 million? That's not a good experience. That's not a good experience. This universe wants energetic output. Energetic output through struggle and strife and scarcity consciousness, where the primary thought form does not see itself as enough. So holy shit, the thought only seeks to honor that by creating it. We'll show you in struggle until you get tired of struggling with yourself, not me versus me. This is holy shit. I'm doing this to myself. Let me change my choices. So all this bullshit on the table is you in separation. Here is you if you operate out of wholeness and understand that these signs, it's just a story. I'm the source. The only thing in danger is there is none. The only thing in danger is there is none. The only thing in danger is the person that fools himself into thinking so. Because when two or more agree, this is what we get. So again, as I said, if everybody changed their thought processes and operate out of a sense of wholeness instead of a whole mess, you might see something different. But that's easier said than done because people are too busy playing the same game. So full moon, don't let it fuck you over. What's going on out here is only going to be as detrimental as what's going on in here. And I'm at my time limit, so I'm going to go ahead and get off. Full moon, July 10th, 4:37 p.m. Eastern time in Capricorn. It's the buck moon. Don't get thrown off by everything you see. Wholeness.